All right, guys. So now we are officially live on Facebook and YouTube as well. I'm also streaming on Instagram. I know that's going to be a little bit limited, but hello, everybody. Hello. You haven't seen me all day, but you did a little bit. I still brought you some content and information, back to back presentations on what's happening inside of this space. And I just wanted to come and first of all say hello. Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody is well. Honestly, I just hope everybody is well. I hope everybody is safe. I hope that everybody is using extreme wisdom throughout this time right now. We're living in an interesting time in our world and our society. So go ahead. You already know when I get on here, I'm going to share some content and some information. So share this. This won't be up long. I needed to record it so that I can put it somewhere. So make sure you share. In fact, I might take it down from my main and move it somewhere else because I want to make sure that everything is covered and protected. But with that being said, hello everyone. If you don't know who I am, I'm Dr. China Bethy, the founder of Rich University, and I am excited about what I'm going to be sharing with you over the next few moments. I've gotten so many requests more recently to our trading plan. Hello. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for sharing, and let me know where you guys are connecting in from, whatever city, state, country, continent you guys are connecting from. I always like to go in and just see where we are impacting, what communities and what areas we are impacting. And so make sure you share this. We're going to get into some things specifically. And this is actually some private stuff. So you guys getting a little sneak peek inside of what's going to be private. We provide inside of the Rich University community several different community activities. In fact, something is happening right now called the nightclub, where my husband is on with hundreds of traders from around the world who recently said yes to Forex. And they're actually getting what we call pipsy in the nightclub. So you know how you normally go to a club and you get tipsy and you drink. Well, we get pipsy in a nightclub. We sipping on some pips. Okay. Yeah. So what that actually means is we're making money in real time inside of the market. We're pulling up charts and graphs and looking at the market move in real time. And with traders who are experienced, we are earning money. And so some of them are fairly new. Maybe they've been on for a week or two, maybe a little bit more. And as they're learning how to successfully trade and navigate the market independently, they are inside of an environment with beginners who just got started just like they did, who are still learning to adapt to some of the vocabulary and the jargon that we use, as well as those who've been on for a little bit longer and who are experiencing some success and are able to navigate a little bit more than the beginners, as well as those who are participating in looking at the market. And what I love about the nightclub specifically is how engaging it is. My husband, Mr. Logic Mix, he has just an incredible ability to help with mindset, motivation, helping to develop people in the mind. Because what a lot of people don't understand about the trading world is that it's not just a skill set that you really want to develop. You want to also develop a mindset for a trader. A lot of people have developed the skill side of it and have not really focused on the mindset as much. And what I find is they tend to not trust themselves as much. And trading requires confidence. Success requires confidence, right? Success requires confidence, and that comes from learning throughout the process. So make sure you keep sharing. Go ahead and tag some people. We're going to get into some numbers, some specific things. I want to show you some of the tools that we use in order to help you to grow your money. So anytime you see me on here, I looked at some of my past posts from a year ago. You know how they show you the memories? A year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. Guess what my conversation was? So interesting. Economics. I was talking about, kingdom building and economics for years. And it's amazing because that's the journey that I'm still on. And it's so interesting because when I got introduced to this space 4 years ago, I didn't realize how I was already still, even when I was in a health and wellness company, even before I was investing into the Forex market and I was investing into gold, which I still do heavily invest into gold and silver and many other things, I still had the same dominant message. And that was just amazing. So anyway, with that being said, what I want to show you right now is something that has been requested over and over and over again, which is our trading plan. Now, this trading plan I love specifically for a few reasons, but specifically for what's happening right now inside of the Rich University community. One of the things that we are known for is collecting resignation letters. A young lady just started maybe a week or two ago, and it just really blew my mind. And she may have already been in a transition. I may have already been going through some things. I know some people are unemployed right now. They are receiving unemployment. They're coming on board just because they're like, at this point, I don't even know what's next. Let me go ahead and position myself. I've watched you guys consistently for quite some time and I did not jump on board. Let me position myself right now. And then some people are in a position in their jobs where they might feel like I'm risking a lot, because I do need to provide. And so they are looking for other means and other ways. And so whatever her reason was, I'm not sure. She's only been on for about a week, 2, maybe 10 days at best. And she just turned in her resignation letter. It just blows my mind. Now, why would a person do that? The only reason that I could imagine is because of the confidence she feels in the community, the testimonies that she's seeing and hearing and watching for herself, the support that she's getting as a new person, learning this skill set and not feeling alone and afraid, even though it's a very new world, right? And a bit foreign. And her and her husband are on board and making this decision. So congratulations, yet another resignation letter that we have been able to collect to help to free somebody up in their time and help them to develop the skill set. So let's go into what I'm here for, which is to show you this trading plan by Extreme Request. And this trading plan I love. I'm going to go into as much depth as I can to really break this down to you. This is the 10% trading plan. It's not just a 10% trading plan. You could use it at any amount. So what we're talking about with this trading plan really is compounding your money, compound interest. Compound interest, Albert Einstein said, is the greatest wonder in the world. He who understands it earns it. And he who does not understand compound interest pays it. Most people are paying compound interest on car loans and home loans and credit card loans and student loans, right? There's all kinds of ways for you to pay interest. My question to you is, how are you earning interest on your money? Have you found a way, a solution, a system that would allow you to actually earn interest on your money? Because that's what we're going to talk about over the next few moments of how we've been able to construct a plan for you exclusively, privately inside of Rich University. So let's just say you decided, you know what, I want to learn about this Forex world. I hear that trading is something that I need to be looking into and investing my money into, and that I don't need a lot of money. I don't need a credit check. None of those things matter. It doesn't matter if I have a degree or not. All of those things don't matter. The playing field is totally even. I get to come in, learn a skill set, and be able to compound my money, right? So what we provide to you is a goal cheat sheet, if you will, a plan, so that day by day, you know what the target point is, and that you don't come in and gamble. You don't come in and not really have a target to hit, and you have a bit of a guide as you are getting the support necessary. So if you started to trade with the $300 account, you can put whatever you want in your account. Opening up an account for the first time, you can start with as little as $50. I think some brokers, I've even seen less than that. We have a lot of college students who have come on board, and some of them have more money to put in, some of them don't, and they put in small accounts and have been able to grow those accounts over time. Now, trading has risk, so let me put this out here from the beginning, because a lot of people are looking at social media and trading is beginning to buzz. I don't know if I could say that it's beginning to trend, or I don't know if I could say that it's beginning to go into momentum yet, but it's for sure buzzing right now. Guys, on Instagram, if you want more information, DM me, go to Facebook or go to YouTube. But I got to stop this one because I think this is going to die and I want to save it. So thanks for watching. I'll hop back on here maybe a little bit later, okay? All right, so I wanted to end this because I don't want to lose the content. And I do know that they are very interested on Instagram for sure. So with that being said, so what I know is trading has risk. And I think one of the most important things that you're going to need when you make the decision to do this is to you won't understand everything about trading when you decide, but you need to understand that you're not coming into any kind of gambling. You're not coming into anything that is going to give you 100% guaranteed. You are coming into an industry that's been around for hundreds of years, first of all, a type of an industry that you would have ordinarily needed millions of dollars to participate in. And now you have access to this amazing industry for pennies on a dollar. So it's becoming more popular because it's more now accessible and it's more affordable to the masses of people around the world. Okay, let me see here. 1 second. You guys can get more people on. We're going to get into the numbers right now. You can get more people on. Okay. I hope this works. Oh, it was recording. I mean, it was charging. Thank God. Anyway, so with that being said, this trading plan allows you to come in and mitigate the risk. It allows you to come in and know what the risk is, to reward. It allows you to come in and gauge what your potential earning could be. So once again, when you work with us with Rich University, we're not here to sell you a dream. You may hear about testimonies about people leaving their jobs, who is very true, and making a certain amount of money after a short amount of time of being inside of this community, but they're learning a skill, they're developing, and they're doing it responsibly inside of Rich University, because we're big on something called risk management. I don't hear enough people talking about what it really takes to trade. I hear all of the they on social media, on YouTube, many of you watch it for YouTube right now. You hear everybody talking about how much money they're making. I love to hear the stories about when you're not making the money, right? We put out a trade today. At least I put out a trade. Well, the trades up we put out today did good. One had a bit of a pullback. Any kind of trade that I put out myself, I really want everybody to go into profit right away, because it's thousands of people that's connected. And I know somebody just started, and that first trade for them, even if it isn't a demo account, it's important, right? And so thank the Lord, it still ended up hitting take profit, but it had a little bit of a pullback. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Now I usually contain my emotions very much, but when you start to be responsible for more and more people, it is a bit of a weight and a responsibility. So I challenge you, for those of you that are learning this, don't jump out the window and start talking about trading for your mom and your brother and your cousins, because it definitely will affect your personal trading experience. So that's a lesson right there that I wasn't even supposed to give, but I'm gonna give it to you right now. Trade responsibly. Don't put all that extra pressure on yourself. If anything, put a person in a position to learn how to do this, okay, for themselves. It's something that's simple enough for them to do. So here's what the trading plan allows you to do. It allows you to grow your money 10% a day. But what I love is that you can also change the percentages to, let's just say 5%. Maybe if you had a small account, you wanted to do 5%. Maybe if you wanted to do 20% a day, it's up to you of what you want your percent to be. I like the 10% number. Bottom line, when you change the percentages, as you can see, everything changes down here in this column, and it also just automatically changes what your daily goal would be. So let's go take it back to 10%. I think 10% is a great number. And just imagine 10% growth on your money a day is really astronomical, in a sense. In the Forex world, it's goals that many people have chosen to set. But if you were talking about any type of traditional investment, 10% a day, 10% a day, 3 to 4 times a week, forget 5 times a week, is 30-40% growth on your money a week. Like, where could you go and grow your money that type of way? And so with that being said, this is amazing. 3% a day is amazing. Okay, so let's just go with this, because this is what's been requested and in very much so high demand. So $300 growing 10% a day allows you to know what your daily goal is. Day one, your goal will be to grow at $30. And the way you do that is using our tools. We have amazing tools and softwares, multi-million-dollar banking software that allows you to actually have trade ideas that we give you. And your goal is also to actually get what we call 50 pips for the day. You get 50 pips for the day, you basically have hit your goals. And you'll learn about those vocabulary words and those term words that we use inside of this space. But bottom line, you know what you need to accomplish to hit that target point. So if you were to accomplish that goal, then now what that means is you've taken $300 to $330, right? Not only do we tell you what your lot size will be, another vocabulary word and term that you will learn inside of the community, we also tell you what your risk would be. So here's what that means. We tell you the lot size, right? We tell you the goal. We tell you how many pips you want to accumulate, but we also embed in a 2% risk. 2% of what? 2% of your balance, okay? So you have a $6 risk coming out the gate. You know this coming out the gate, and you have a $30 goal. So your goal is to make 30, but you know that you could potentially risk $6, okay? So next, so bam, you hit that goal that day. Congratulations, yay, you hit your goal. Woohoo! We really recommend you inside of our community for you to stop. At that point, you know what? You hit your goal. I don't care if it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't care if it's 12 o'clock noon and you got the rest of your day. One of the things that you really want to develop is a discipline. Self-discipline in trading is so incredibly important. Self-discipline in trading is so important, because most people don't realize that they can have that greed monster that can kind of come. And once that greed monster come and you don't have that self-control, you can start gambling in the market. And we don't want you to gamble in the market. We want you to trade responsibly. So if you can start in the beginning to develop that muscle and that self-discipline to stop, hit that goal and stop, ooh, you have no idea that that is most of the job being done. Day two, your goal is $33. Okay. You know, your risk is $6.60, but $33 is the goal for that day. The next day, your goal is $36. The next day, your goal is $39. The next day, your goal is $43. So as you can see, you're still growing your money 10%, but you're growing 10% of a bigger number. So what do I mean? Well, day five, $483.15 is what you could have potentially earned into your account, well, grown your account to, share, shall I say. $483.15 is what you could have potentially grown your account to, right? By compounding all of those other days. And so now 10% of $483 is going to be $43.92, $48.32. So that's the goal for the next day because it's based on the current balance of the account. So I hope that makes sense. My goal is to be as detailed and in depth as I possibly could on this particular video. Okay. And so bam. So now as we continue to go down, by the time you get to day 7, your goal would have been to have grown your account to $584.62. All right. And so the next day, your goal is $58.46. This is not something that is like, oh, okay, wait a minute. That seems like that's pretty doable. It's something that you can do. Once again, 50 pips, you know what your lot size is based on this column right here. It tells you the lot size that you want to set it at. You gradually increase your lot size. It's going to once again give you an opportunity to grow your money 10% a day. Now, does the market pull back? Are there any times that the market can pull back on you? Is there any time that the market goes the wrong way against you? Absolutely, especially in times like this. In times like this, the market is volatile. As much as we're dealing with a pandemic that's affecting people's health and affecting just the way we do the world and life, it's also affecting the economy. And so because the economy is being affected, the market is being affected, it's volatile. And so what we can tell you is with our tools and resources, multi-million-dollar banking software that we make available, our community and the trade ideas that we give you, some of the tools are as high as 87% accurate. So if that's the case, and it's 87% accurate, then that means that 8 out of 10 times with proper risk management, developing the skill, the right environment and community, that is probably the most important part right there. Having the right environment and community, you definitely can get 8 out of 10 trades right if you learn how to use it. Coming out the gate, you got to give yourself some room for error. What kind of error? Well, we call the trade, you may not have seen it when it called for market execution, and you put it in a little bit late, and the trade had already kind of taken profit already. So you entered that trade, but there was some flaw in some human error in it. Okay. So I'm breaking down the 10% trading plan that we have exclusively inside of Rich University so that people can see the guide that they get to help them to grow their money and compound their money. All right. So by the time you get down to day 14, you're at $1,139.25 because you had your first $100 trading day. Listen, my first trade, I think I made like $2.14. The first trade that I ever put in 4 years ago, I believe I made like $2.14. I was so ecstatic about that because I took 10 cents to $2.14. I mean, that was the most fascinating thing I had ever seen before. I wanted to hurry up and close the trade and to take my money because if I could grow it to $2.14, I could grow it to $20.40, I could grow it to $200, right? And so that part was amazing. So you've had your first $100 trading day. Congratulations, that's amazing. You go down to day 21. You've grown your account successfully at this point based on this illustration to $2,220.07. What? Listen, trading from your home, trading from your phone in the midst of a time like this is ideal. Most people right now are going through some type of shift, some type of change. The whole world is going through a shift or a change, right? And so to have the ability to have a cell phone and internet and still be able to download the money app and get paid is priceless. Okay. So then you go down to day 28. As you can see, the growth potential that you have. Why? Because you went from having $100 day to 113 the next day, 125, 137, 151, 166, 183. Bam, you had your first $200 day on day 21, right? So this is allowing you every single day to have one goal, 50 pips. 50 pips. Your account is already set to grow 10%. So we give you the goal for your lot size is already set right here. And so you continue to go. Now, by the time you get down to day 35, you're at 8,000, potentially $430. By the time you get down to day 45, you're at $21,000. And I know that this is not something that we have been taught traditionally, but this gives you an opportunity to learn what the elite and the uber wealthy have practiced for centuries. Okay. Now, by the time you get down to the bottom, which is day 60, trading day 60 is probably about 90 real days for a full-time trader. It could be much longer. It's just the 60 days that you choose to trade inside of that market. How much real time that is totally up to you, whether you're a part-time trader, a full-time trader, or whatever the case may be. $83,040.45. Guys, that's amazing. But here's the reality. Remember, I told you in the beginning that trading has risk, right? And I don't care what kind of investment that you get into, none of it is guaranteed and none of it's going to be 100%, right? So let's go ahead and embed some risk in this bottom line number. In this bottom line number, your goal is to grow your money over a period of time. And with 100% going right, which we know that that's not going to be the case. So we want to manage your expectations coming in. $83,040.45 is the goal. But my question is, what if you got 50% of that wrong? So you come in saying, wow, okay, utilizing the Rich University trading plan, even with 50% of this wrong, in 60 trading days, which could be 90 days or however many days it takes you to put in 60, if you did it 60 trades or you did multiple trades. Some people will do multiple trades really quick. And when they do multiple trades, the goal is still 50 pips. So I don't care if you put in one trade or 5 trades or however many, the goal is 50 pips. If you got 50% of that wrong, you still will walk away with more than $40,000 that you've grown your account to. And that's the ultimate goal. We want you to know regardless, because there will be some days that it's going to go straight into profit. There'll be some days that it'll pull back. There'll be some days that just say, forget it, let me close it out so I could trade some more. You'll go through that process. But if you could get 50% of this wrong and still have $40,000 that you've grown $300 to, I don't know what else is going to give you the ability to do that. The biggest thing about trading is not just the skill set alone. I believe your community is incredibly important because it's going to really, really impact your mindset and your psychology as a trader. Your belief system has to develop. You got to develop the confidence to trust yourself in the market. Otherwise, you'll get in a trade that really, I mean, you did all of your checklists. You're not going against the trend. You did the currency strength meter. You put the Hekinashi candles on there. You got flat tops or flat bottoms, depending on the direction you want to trade. You checked off everything on the list. You got in a trade, but guess what? The market pulled back a little bit. And if the market pulls back a little bit and you lack that confidence, you will panic because you see a little bit of red and you'll jump out. That's not what you're supposed to do. I know for me, what helps me, and you have to develop what's going to help you, is identifying who you are inside of the market. When you identify who you are inside of the market, for me, I know I want to set it and forget it. Nobody wants to stare at their phone and read, right? We just called out Tokyo China. Tokyo China is a trading concept exclusively for Rich University. It's 300 pips that you get with one move. We just did 300 pips, but I promise you, I had an interesting day today. So as soon as I put the alert in, I looked at my phone and it pulled back and I'm like, Lord God, not tonight. Please let this trade go straight into profit. And I told you guys, for me, because we're responsible for thousands of people. It's different if it's just me. I don't care. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not emotionally connected to the money at all, one way or another. That's something that you'll learn as well in the process, to not be emotionally connected. So I do want to feed it good energy. I don't want to be stressed out. So you know what? I was like, Lord, not tonight. Look, I'm praying it to go straight into profit. I turned the phone away from me, got it away from me, just breathe for a minute. And guess what? By the time I look back at my phone, guess what? It was blue skies and the whole community was celebrating. And so what I'm saying to you is there's going to be times when the market is going to pull back. You don't want to stress yourself out in jumping in and out of the trades because you don't have the confidence and you don't trust yourself. So learn how to come up with ways to help you to deal with those anxiety. My way to deal with it, because we all have it, right? You just find ways to deal with it. My way to deal with it is to set it and get it away from me. Forget it. Don't keep looking at your phone. Don't keep the trades in front of you. Some people love the adrenaline rush. I prefer not to have it. So this is the 10% trading plan. 50% wrong, $40,000. 90% wrong. Let's just say that you totally failed. You did this trading plan, for whatever reason. Hey, maybe it was the market, maybe the trade ideas wasn't the best, maybe the market being so volatile affected a lot. It happens. 90% of this goes wrong. You still grow a $300 account to over $8,000 in 60 trading days. Where could you go in and deposit money into a bank, and if you don't make a deposit or a withdrawal, walk away with $8,000 from $300? You put $300 in a day. 60 days later, 90 days later, 120 days later, how much do you have in that account? Well, you're probably going to have a lot less if you don't deposit or withdraw anything, because there's fees. In fact, your bank might close your account down because there's no activity, because now you pay your bank to hold your money. Okay, so let's go over to this side. Okay, if you guys have questions, make sure you text it in below. This is simply a trading plan. You could change this amount if you wanted to change this to, let's just say a little bit less. Say, Dr. China, you know what? I could put $200 in my live account. We will give you a demo account when you first get started. The demo account allows you to experience the products, the community, practice, so that you don't have those experiences where market execution come out and you don't realize the time is stamped of the time it came out, and you put the trade in 20 minutes later, and the trade may have already went into profit. And so you put it in late, okay? Those type of things you want to experience in your demo account. So we do give you a $3,000 demo account to get started with. $3,000 demo account to get started with, so that when you do go into your live account, same mechanics. Everything that you did in demo is exactly what you would do in live. The only difference is you cannot withdraw demo money. Live money, you can withdraw it whenever you like, okay? We'll talk about that in just a moment. So if you change it to $200, you can see $200 growing 10% a day is 55,000. 50% of that going wrong, you still have over 25,000 in your account. And you can change this to any number. Some people say, well, I want to start with 1,000. Okay, what does that look like? This is $1,000 into your account. If you started with that and you grew at 10%, then you would be at a really nice number of 276,000. Obviously, this is with 100% going right, 100% not going right. You're still over $130,000, close to $140,000. That's a big deal. Consistency, patience, trust yourself, give yourself the ability to learn and grow inside of this space. So let's change this back to 300. I think 300 for me is a great place to start. If you're in a position to do 300, it's a great place to start. Okay, now let's go to this side of the chart. My favorite part, one of my favorite parts, I'll say, is the job equivalent chart. Okay, this is the job equivalent, and what this does is, a lot of people, you may have heard me talk about, we collect resignation letters. Someone just resigned today. Another gentleman, I know it wasn't his goal to resign. He took a 2-week leave, and he's making more money now from home. And he had a really good job, a type of job that people usually retire from. And he's in his good 20s. And he's retired from his job. It's amazing that people are experiencing freedom. Another young lady that's a nurse was traveling back and forth out of state. And just the risk alone just was like, it's not worth it. Now she's making an amazing amount of money every single day, and has just made a decision to do what's best for her life and for her family. So I'm so proud to know that people are in a position to have that as an option. All right, so let's talk about this. Let's break this down. What is this, Dr. China? This is your personal goals that you set in order to retire from your job, to leave your job. What would it take to replace your income? Okay, that's what this is based on. Your job equivalent shows you, if you're making $12.50 an hour, how much money it would take for you to trade in the market to be able to replace that. Okay, if you were making $31.25 an hour, if you were making $62.50 an hour, working 40 hours a week, what would it take to replace that income? So let's break that down. So if you're making $12.50 an hour right now, okay, it would take $100 a day for you to replace that $12.50 an hour, working 40 hours a week. That's $500 a week, trading 5 days a week. That's $2,000 a month, trading full time. Now, full time doesn't mean time. It just means that every single day you're contributing toward that. It doesn't mean full time, like a full time 40-hour week. To be honest with you, we put in one trade, Tokyo China hit in like 7 minutes. And I made a lot more than $100. I'll just say that. Somebody else probably made $100. It was 300 pips for that one move. So goal would have been accomplished if this was my scenario, right? So for someone who's at $12.50, $100 a day is what it would take for you to replace that income 5 days a week, $2,000 for the month. That's 24,000 for the year. If you're making $31.25 an hour on your job, working 40 hours a week, you would need to get to a point where you're making $250 a day. And I'm excited because I have a gentleman right now. He's on average about $500 a day, and he wasn't making that on his job, right? In order to make, he would have to be paid $62.50 an hour to be making the kind of money that he's now making. Now, sometimes he doesn't make $500, but sometimes he makes a lot more. So that's why I say on average, he does about $500 a day. And he's just getting started. And that's not going to be everybody's story. The thing about the people who get started and trust themselves in the process and learn, they go further. They learn what they need to do and they develop the heart to just do it. And so they're doing very, very well. That would mean at $250 a day, $1,250 a week, $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year will replace a $31.25 an hour job working 40 hours a week. $500 a day, $2,500 a week, $10,000 a month. That's going to replace a job that you're making $62.50 an hour working 40 hours a week. That's a six-figure job. And so when you think about the professionals who have these type of jobs, not only do they have these type of jobs and they're earning this kind of income, most of them come connected to student loan debt. And so the beautiful thing about becoming a Forex trader, you don't need to take out student loans. We make it affordable. You don't have to think about what you did when you went to your traditional university and spent $20,000, $30,000. It's only $300. It's under $300 actually. It's under $300 to get started, to have immediate access to the trading plan that you're looking at right now, to have immediate access to our community, to our multi-million-dollar banking software, immediate access for less than $300. That's amazing. Next, so if you wanted to replace an income of $81.25, $650 a day would allow you to replace $81.25, $32.50 a week, $13,000 a month, $156,000 for the year. And the numbers just get a lot bigger, okay? So we show you here what you would need to do and where you would need to be. Now, we also want you to be able to calculate what actually happened in the market. So let's just say day one, your goal was to make $30, but you came up short, right? For whatever reason, maybe you got into some trades that went well and then one pulled back on you, right? So let's just say you put in 4 trades, 3 of them hit take profit, one pulled back, you didn't quite make the $30, but you made $18 for the day. This amazing trading plan exclusively with Rich University allows you to calculate what your actual daily earnings were and keep a journal of this, which makes a big difference for you to be able to go back and just see your success and your progress. Day 2, if your goal was to make $33 and you came up short again, you're just learning, you're just starting out. You know what? It's okay. You didn't make $33 that day, but you made $25 that day, right? So you made $25 that day in the market. You put it here and it automatically calculates how much you've made thus far. Day 3, your goal was $36.30, but guess what? You superseded that goal. You're starting to get the hang of it. You're starting to trust yourself in the process. And now you had a $40 trading day. So what it does is it adds it all up for the week and it gives you a week total, which it tells you right over here. Okay, so this is pretty cut and dry, very simple. And you can see how much money your goal was to make for that particular month and how much you actually made for that particular month. Now, this I love as well. This is your weekly withdrawals. I am not the person that trades for sport. Some people trade and they want to grow their account to $1 million, 100,000, 10,000, perhaps the 83,000 that you see, right over here. Well, I don't need to see it in my trade account. I just want to know that I got it, that I grew it. I want to see it in my bank account. So yes, I want to leverage, and the more you have, the more you can leverage. I want to make withdrawals, okay? So we show you if you chose to make weekly withdrawals every single week and you wanted to withdraw 10% a week, you leave some in, but you withdraw. I don't know. I just like the feeling of withdrawing my money from the account, transferring and doing whatever I want to do with it, continue to let it work for me. So we show you how you can do a weekly withdrawal. Week 1, if you wanted to, if you had $183 for your first week, you withdraw 10%, that'd be $18.32. Week 2, you had $294, so on and so forth. You withdraw. So we want to get you in the habit of making those withdrawals. So that's it. I had a caller come in, so it may be choppy because of that. That's it for the 10% trading plan. We call it 10% because it's the most popular, but it's really just a Rich University official trading plan right here. So let's just check to see if there's any questions. I hope you guys were able to see it. If there's any questions, go ahead and type those questions in. Let me acknowledge those. I'm going to stop sharing here. Let me see if there's any questions in here. Make sure if you're on YouTube, drop your questions in below. If there's any other videos that you would like to see me make, go ahead and tell me what it is that you want to see. You know one thing about me, I'm going to keep it very authentic, be very, very honest. I know some people only tell you about the good, the beautiful roses and butterflies and, you know, all of those things. But I believe that it's much more important for you to get into this space, know what you're getting into, so that when you do come across a little bit of a bump, you know that that's a speed bump and it's a part of the process, so that you can have a journey and keep you safe because you're in a high-end neighborhood. You know, you have the speed bumps because they're like, we don't want the traffic going through here. Hold up. Let's make sure you have some self-control. So I want you to know that when you get involved in trading in the largest financial market in the world, this is a lifelong skill that you want to develop. This is not something that you try for 90 days. This is not a hustle. It's not a gamble. It's not something that's just a trend or a fad. No. This is an industry that you did not at one point even have permission to participate in. This is something that was intentionally kept away from you. And now that you have the opportunity to have access to it, you need to know how serious it is. And so I want to show you the parts of it that you don't always see. Because if you can deal with that, you can become a lifelong profitable trader and you can earn an unlimited earning potential over a period of time, right? So if any questions, type the questions in below. I'm excited for each and every person that has been able to watch this. You won't see it wherever you're seeing it at, because this is for private community actually, and I just needed to record it, and you actually happen to be my special guest tonight. So thanks so much for watching. Economic Empowerment Revolution is what we're providing here in Rich University. This is a call to freedom, helping to be free in your time, free in your money, free in your experiences, to do what you want, when you want, and how you want to get it done. So with that being said, I'm excited. Whoever shared this with you, however you're seeing, if you're seeing this privately somewhere outside of what is going to be here, make sure you get back with that person. So many people have asked for us to do this video. Get back with them and let them know. If I shared it with you, just DM me personally. I can help you to get started to gain access to this. I can give you the download of what you just witnessed right there and give you access into our community. So with that being said, Dr. China Bethy here, founder of Rich University. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon. All right, guys, if you have any questions, had whole COVID impacted trading? It impacted the market because of the volatility, but we're still making money in trading. It hasn't impacted that part at all. It's not like COVID. We're COVID proof, recession proof. So it didn't take the market out. So in other words, even when the market dropped, some people did even better during this time because of the volatility. Some people like volatility, means movements that you usually can't predict, but a lot of opportunity to make money. Great question. Any other question? Any other question? Great. The greatest time in history to join is now. The greatest time in history. The greatest time in anytime there's a recession, depression, or whatever you want to call what we got going on right now, the greatest time. More people start to look for ways to work from home and do things that are non-traditional. They begin to make more radical decisions because they're kind of forced to. And I promise you, sometimes when your back is against the wall, the greatest version of you could really come out. Any other questions? Type your questions in. I didn't realize I was still over here on Facebook. Oh my gosh, look at my sister, beautiful face. I miss you so much. Hey, Bishop, gorgeous. Thanks for being on. How are you? Oh my goodness, I miss seeing your face. I know I saw your face the other day, but I miss seeing you on here as well. So I love you, sugar. Any other question? Is trading really hard to learn? Is it really hard to learn about trading? It's actually really not hard to learn about trading at all. Like, I think what happens is, you know, it looks a bit intimidating, right? I waited 3 months before I used one of my favorite tools. 3 months, because I thought in my mind that I couldn't do it. Just being very transparent. I thought it was hard. I thought I didn't have the time. Trading takes about 15 to 20 minutes a day for me. Okay, if you can invest 15 to 20 minutes a day in your education or learn something about it, you don't need to learn everything, right? what we teach you how to do inside of Rich University is not so much as breaking down the motor in the car and what the motor functions are. It's how to drive the car. So there's a lot that you will eventually learn about trading, but our goal is to put you in this vehicle, luxury vehicle, by the way, the best vehicle ever. So I don't care if that's a jet or whatever it is. Even if you were learning how to drive a jet, you might not know how to motor works. You're not the mechanic for it. They're just going to show you how to be able to pull that mug back and lift that up in the air. But let's just say it was a really nice car, your favorite car. Our goal is to simply show you how to drive that car. That's it. So it's not hard at all, believe it or not. Most people on average inside of the Rich University community, as of now, we used to have a different system. It took them a little bit longer. So um, as of now, honestly, we're seeing people 2 to 3 weeks during their live account, and they're feeling confident probably by their 6th week, but they're already profitable, honestly. The greatest millionaires are birthed in the midst of the toughest times in the economy. That's it, Bishop. The greatest millionaires are birthed in the midst of the toughest times in our economy. This is the opportunity for you to have literally an unrecognizable amount of wealth if you position yourself with the right people at the right time. I love that. That's so good. Any other questions? Any other questions at all? These are really good. And I know that somebody is going to be helped by this. Now, even though trading is not hard, what I believe is hard is getting over what you already learned about money. Trading, watch this. Let me show you how simple trading is. My 5-year-old son, he plays video games sometimes. He loves his, what is it called? Switch, Nintendo Switch, right? He's a researcher, really intuitive though. He doesn't play just games on this YouTube, and he reads so well, and he's just intuitive. And I'm thinking to myself, if you can do all of this, then surely you can buy low and sell high. That's all we're doing is buy low, sell high. He has a 50% chance at winning every trade that he enters, even without fully understanding the scope of the overall depth of trading. He has a 50% chance of winning every trade he enters. At 5 years old, you, the person who knows nothing about trading. Why? There's only two things you do in the market. You either buy or you sell. There's nothing else to do. Buy or sell inside of the Forex market, okay? Binary options, something different. That's a put and a call, okay? But in Forex, you either buy or sell. You buy when the market is low and it goes up, you just made money. It's just that simple. You sell when the market is high and it goes down, you just made money. Now, on the contrary, here's their risk factor. If you sell when the market, if you buy when the market is high and it goes down, that's when you don't make money. And that's why one of the things that we do inside of Rich University is teach you proper risk management to mitigate that. We teach you proper risk management coming in. We don't paint this picture of this fairy tale. You're going to be a millionaire tomorrow, and this is the easiest thing in the world, because it's not. We help you to develop in your mindset, but we make trading is very simple. Trading with Rich University is very, very simple. Let me be very honest, which is one of the reasons that people experience success quickly. It doesn't take you a long time, because what I'm more interested in is you identifying who you are. My greatest traders are the people who are trading 1 or 2 pairs. They get to know those pairs. I said, listen, get to know it. Don't chase everybody and what they're doing. I don't care who drops because in our community, in our private community, we motivate each other with our screenshots. And sometimes what happens, even for people on social media, you see somebody, you may be trading already, and you see somebody put something in and you start to feel insignificant and feel like, well, I must be doing something wrong because I don't have those kind of results yet. Wait a minute. Everybody's journey is going to be a little bit different. And so if you start coming out the gate, watch this. This is a secret sauce. I'm giving y'all the secret sauce of what we do. We help you to identify coming out the gate who you are. What does that mean? What time of day makes the most sense for you in your life to trade? I'm not putting you on a London session if you get up to go to work early in the morning, just because the London session is the most aggressive. Because you're just getting started with this. You can trade at any time of the day. So I want to know what makes the most sense for your life and identify the pairs that may be the best in that time frame. I gave you guys a big gem. Like a really big gem right there. We help you to identify who you are as a trader so that you can fit it into your lifestyle. 15 to 20 minutes a day can change your life. You got to learn a skill. You got to learn a skill. Otherwise, you're going to always be dependent on other people. Yes, we have Tokyo, China. Yes, we have Rich Alerts. Yes, we have nightclub. Now we have day club. Yes, yes, yes. We have a bunch of community activities. But we also have harmonic scanner training 4 times a week. And we also make sure that you go through the foundation of going through the academy, because you got to show up and know what we're talking about, right? We also appoint you someone that's going to give you support coming into the space so that you don't feel alone and overwhelmed. Those are the things that really help to enhance your experience inside of Rich University. So that's a great question. Okay. Any other questions? Type them in. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. While I'm still here, type them in quickly before I exit. I hope you enjoyed this. Once again, somebody would have to be, you would have to connect with someone in our community. If you got this from my page, then definitely DM me. All of my links are on wherever you will see this at, but I wanted to make sure that you understood and I broke down the compounding. Compound interest is the greatest wonder of the world, the ninth wonder of the world, okay? Eighth wonder of the world, Albert Einstein. Eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who does not understand it pay it. And so this is why most people pay interest in car loans and home loans and student loans. They pay interest everywhere. But where is your money making money for you? So I ask you one question, and I want to leave you with this. In the midst of this time or any time, right? One question. If you physically could not do the work, God forbid, for whatever reason, you could not show up. I did a hair for 11 years. If I did not show up to do that client hair, I did not get paid. A doctor, the doctor does not show up, the doctor does not get paid. The lawyer, if the lawyer doesn't show up, the lawyer doesn't get paid. If that surgeon doesn't show up to do that surgery, the surgeon doesn't get paid. How is your money working for you opposed to you just working for your money? How is your money working for you opposed to you just working for your money? My money does the work for me. My money, that's my employees. I don't have to worry about nobody calling in and say I'm sick. My money works for me. We're putting you in a position for your money to work for you. What is a good amount to start trading with? I think, honestly, this is what I personally will say, and some people may agree or not. You can go more or less. $300 is a great place to start. You can put in more later. I got people that's putting in 3,000, 30,000. 300 is a great starting place. It's a great place to start so that you can then gauge how much more you would want to put in to your account. $300 is a great place to start. Okay, you can definitely do more. What do I do? What do you do if you have no support from a spouse? Oh, that's a good question. Here's the thing. Um, you know, I think sometimes we see permission and support, and this may not be your situation, but I'm just going to say it. Sometimes we see permission and support. You're seeking, you say they're not supporting you, but really they didn't give you the permission that you never needed from them. I hope that made sense to you. So let me break it down like this. I've been married for 19 years this year. Oh my gosh, my anniversary is coming up. What the heck? Yeah, in a couple of days, it'll be 19 years. I think it's incredible, and this may not be the case for you. I just got to say this because I think this is what the case usually is for most people. For most people, man or woman, when you hear information like this, the first thing that some people do, especially married people, this is a crutch. They say, "Let me go see what my husband. You know what? Let me go see what my husband think about it. Me and my husband want to talk it over." And what you usually do is you go and ask them what they think about something that they don't know about. Now you know he don't know about this stuff. You know she don't know about this stuff, and you say, "Well, baby, what you think about this?" She don't. And you say, "Well, what you think about this?" He don't. He don't think about this at all. He don't even know what you're talking about. And so sometimes it's not really support that you're seeking, it's permission. And I challenge you, if that is you, and if that's the case, that you no longer seek permission from anybody else. Because the truth is, a man will admire you so much more, at least a real one would. A confident one, secure one, would appreciate you so much more for your brilliance that he married you for. And some people, and I hope it's really a spouse, because if it's a significant other, chick, when I say you better get your bag, the support that you need is inside the community. Because sometimes, now I do know what you may mean is real support. You know what? He's not supporting me to branch out and do anything else. He's not supporting me to learn this. Or you may be saying he's not funding it for me. So that means figure out a way to get in and get this and do it and stick to it. Because he may not have supported you going to nursing school, and he may not have supported you getting that job, and he may not have supported a lot of different things. But if you really thought it was best for you, you would do it. So I would say when you start to make those bold moves, you will start to realize how important it is for you to never really lose yourself in gaining permission or feeling like you need that validation. It feels good, but go and make those decisions. And I promise you, if you stick with it, the results he will support. He will support the results. Now, I'm not saying to be sticky. I'm just saying that if you have a marriage right now, and it might be some things he's doing that you feel like you don't support. He may feel like you don't support him playing sports, or you don't support this or support that, and it's not really that. Maybe you're just not interested in it. So I would say just be okay with making your own decisions. Be okay with using your own mind. Be okay with stepping outside of the box and doing something that's a little bit different. That's what I would say. Now, I've been married for 18, almost 19 years, and that is my spill on that piece. When I first started doing this industry, my husband not only did not support it, but he was actually against it in a way. And I appreciated his perspective. I did. But I didn't need it to make the decision. All I needed was a yes from God. And when I got that yes, I was gone. And when he started to respect my decision was when the results was there. So if I'd have did it and didn't do nothing with it, then maybe he would have had a right not to. But because it worked, shoot, man, he thanks me every day for being the kind of woman I am. And I promise you, things will begin to shift. Because if you don't start making those tough decisions, sometimes you become depressed and miserable because you're looking for somebody to give you something that you didn't need permission for. I hope that helped. Oh, we got more questions. Jesus. You're welcome. Congratulations. Yeah. I hope that helps. Just do it. That's my recommendation. I don't think that you learning a skill would be, something that would be like, oh, it's over. You decided to learn something new that's gonna make money. Out of here. It's over. I don't know if that's gonna happen. But you know your situation. I don't. So I'll say that. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. This probably will be up here because I didn't show anything here. So it'll be up here for a little bit on my IGTV. Thank you so much. Dr. China Becky here, Rich University. DM me that I'm ready. I'm going to be working with a few people closely. This 10% trading plan will be right in your hand as soon as you say yes to Forex. All right. God bless. Thanks so much for watching. All right, guys. Thanks so much. You got a little bit of IG as well. So, see you soon.